Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am the one and only the Boxed. Now, recently, depending on when I upload this, probably within the last week or two, Video Games Live released their 5th album, Level 5. And in honor of that, I'm going to be discussing 5 things that I like and 5 things that I don't like that have pertained to these 5 albums. Now, remember, these are, at the end of the day, an opinion. Now, like assholes, everyone has one. So, take that for what it is. We're not going to sit here and try to make everything out to be this absolute fact or anything like that. Like I said, opinion. This is all opinion. So anyway, I'd like to get started on this before I go too far on that subject. So, the first thumbs up and down are actually related to each other, so I'm going to start with that. My first thumbs down is going to go to the Volume 1 version of Castlevania. Now, when I was listening to it, it just felt off. You know, it's like, I'm not sure if it was like a sound issue or a volume issue or just like a final production thing, but the sound didn't quite sound as good as I know that it could have. I've seen this track performed live. The energy is great doing it live, but it's just, it didn't translate on Volume 1. So I have to give that one a thumbs down. The volume wasn't there, the energy wasn't there, so Volume 1 for Castlevania gets a thumbs down for me. And for the thumbs up, first thumbs up of this video, the Level 2 version of Castlevania. The stuff that I felt was missing from the first try, they nailed it on the second try. The crowd was great, the energy was in there on the second level, and it's a fantastic track, and that was done very well live. So, there you go. Castlevania gets both a thumbs up and a thumbs down, depending on which album you're referring to. So, the second thumbs down, I'm going to give to the Final Fantasy Piano Medley on Level 2. Yeah, who knew I'd actually give a thumbs down to something involving Final Fantasy music. The reason why I'm giving this one a thumbs down is because it deserved the full orchestra. Now, this is not meant as a knock on Martin Leung. He's a very talented piano player. So, it is one of those things where, for all the Final Fantasy songs that they have devoted the full orchestra to, like Liberi Fatali, One Winged Angel, Eris's theme, all of which I've heard live. If they can give those songs a full orchestra treatment, they very easily could have given the Final Fantasy medley the full orchestra treatment. So, that is why I'm giving the Level 2's Final Fantasy Piano Medley a thumbs down. As far as my second thumbs up, the Kickstarter perks. Now, levels 3, 4, and 5 have all been funded to various degrees through Kickstarter. And I have backed all 3 of them. And I'm telling you, Video Games Live, Tommy Tallarico, they do a fantastic job of making sure you get every penny's worth and then some. The first one, I ended up getting about 10 albums out of that, and I'm pretty sure I got a video out of that one too, and a bunch of digital downloads like wallpapers, posters, that sort of stuff. For the level 4 Kickstarter, I got another 8 albums and a bunch more of the art on, like the digital I'm calling it digital art for just because I'm not sure what else to call it. But like we're talking digital versions of like backstage passes, posters, wallpapers, all that sort of stuff. So, and then on level 5, this most recent one, this one that is actually, I've been the most satisfied with the Kickstarter perks on this one. All 3 of them I've gone for the digital stuff. So it's like you just download it, I don't have to worry about shipments or anything like that. So, anyway, on the level 5, I ended up getting 12 albums. And there's going to be 2 videos on top of that, and more of the digital art stuff that I mentioned earlier. So, and of the extra albums that I've gotten on top of the album that well, those ones are include the albums that they were releasing, like level 3, level 4, level 5, but the additional stuff that's not like level 3, level 4, level 5, the perks that are on this most recent one, these ones have so far been my favorite. So that one deserves a major thumbs up from my part because of how far they've gone to put together all this great music, videos, downloadable content. So yeah, that's my second thumbs up. For my third thumbs down, it goes to the overlap. Because I've noticed that certain games get a lot more attention than other games. Now, I understand that there are going to be popular franchises like the Super Marios, I mentioned earlier, the Final Fantasies and all that. It's just, I'm not a fan of having Warcraft appear on all 5 albums. I'm not a fan of Zelda appearing on the last 4 albums. Considering all the games that they have put on their albums, they could have left out at least a couple of the Warcraft songs that they've done. Maybe leave out one of the Zelda songs they've done. Like alternate it, you know. Like one album they'll have the game in it, but then they can leave it off the next album. So for the overlap or whatever else you want to call it, I gotta give that a thumbs down. Now, I mentioned in that particular thumbs down the variety that they've had, and I will give a thumbs up to the variety that they've included. Now, since I have all five of the records that they've put out, Volume 1, Level 2, 3, 4, and 5, I actually did a list and tracked out and sifted out the recurring games, and ended up with 46, so just under 4 dozen different games or series. You know, like for example, that I talked about Final Fantasy being in there. So even though they have like 3 or 4 different Final Fantasies on there, I only counted 1. You know, so if you did like say Final Fantasies 5, like 6, 7, and 8, then that would make it 4 dozen clean. But no, we'll just leave 1 series and that's it. Still, that's like 46 different games / franchises that they've covered over the course of 5 albums. They've done Civilization, God of War, Advent Rising, Silent Hill, Shadow of the Colossus, Street Fighter 2, Donkey Kong Country, Assassin's Creed 4, Ico, to name out 9 of them. Some of these games I heard of and played, some of them I've heard of and just haven't played, some of them I've never even heard before. Like Silent Hill and Ico, for example. 2 games I'd never played before, and the songs that were recorded were actually really good. So, there you go. They talk Like, they talk about how music is part of should be taken seriously, and this proves it. You know, the music in there I can listen to and enjoy it, and not necessarily have to know the source tune or the source. And having played games like Final Fantasy, I know that I would probably be able to enjoy it at an even deeper level if I actually got to play those games. The same way that my parents' generation might remember, say, Staying Alive in Saturday Night Fever, and they'll remember John Travolta portraying Tony Manero walking down the streets of Brooklyn to Staying Alive. My parents' generation has that, and when I was talking to one of my step-ons, I used that example and said, well, people like in my generation, they remember video game music in that sort of context. So, yeah, I guess I'm getting a little off topic on this one. So, yeah, the variety that they put on their albums, Video Games Live, that deserves another really good thumbs up. So, moving on to my fourth thumbs down. And this one I've got to give to the aria, which they featured on level 4, which is from Final Fantasy VI. And the reason I'm giving this one a thumbs down is because this is one that I really felt should have been done live. Because the levels 3, 4, and 5 have been done in the studios. They've been studio records. And for this one, they also did level 2, which was a live concert. And I really felt that for a song like this, they really missed the boat not having it on level 2. Now I understand that they didn't do this one until however many years later, but still, this is one that should have been live. And the reason why this one was included was because it was on the Balance and Ruin tribute album from Overclocked Remix. And having listened to both of them, my personal opinion is that if you're looking for this like a studio version, you're fine with the Balance and Ruin version. So, and that one you can get the Balance and Ruin version for free off of Overclocked Remix. Which, as you guys probably have figured out by now, I'm a fan of Overclocked Remix. In case you don't already know that. So, yeah. That is my 4 thumbs down, not because of the quality of the song, but because it really should have been done live. Like in the context of them doing level 2. So for my 4th thumbs up, kind of ties in to what I was just talking about, and that's the collector's editions. Now, I mentioned on the Kickstarters how they've done a lot of the various albums on top of the studio records that they've been putting out. And the past couple, for the level 5 Kickstarter and the level 4 Kickstarter, they included collector's editions of the previous album, and the collector's editions included live versions of some of the songs. And it's one of those ones where it's simple, yet effective. Because it's Video Games Live, they're putting on live music. So, one of those ones where it's so simple, it's the right thing to do. So, that's my 4th thumbs up, is the collector's edition including live versions. And for my 5th thumbs down, I'm going to give that to the Phoenix Wright song from level 5. Now, when you do so many songs, you're eventually going to come across one that you just don't like. And this is it for me. Phoenix Wright, it just, for some reason, it almost grated on me. And I'm not quite sure why. The only thing that really stood out was the sharpness of, I guess it was maybe the violin. But it's just one that I did not really care for. It's one that I always feel like I should skip over, and I usually do. So that's my 5th thumbs down, is the Phoenix Wright contribution on level 5. And for the final thumbs up, I mentioned earlier about the very talented pianist, Martin Leon, and they included him doing a blindfolded version of Mario on the piano. That's getting my 5th thumbs up. Now, I've seen him do this live, so he really does do it blindfolded. And the reason why I'm including it, even though it's just one instrument, it's unique. It's almost like a sort of gimmicky, sticky sort of thing. So, and for those of you who know me in person, I'm a sucker for shticks. And it's one of those things where it's a sort of novelty, you know. Like, you can go to an orchestra, but you never see. But how many times do you see the pianist do the song blindfolded? And that's something that they've done at Video Games Live. So it gives them that sort of, hey, look at this, we got something actually special. So that one gets another thumbs up for me. So there you go. I've given 5 thumbs up and 5 thumbs down to Video Games Live for things that I personally like, or things that I either don't like or disagree with. So there you go. Thank you all for watching. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, like my Facebook fan page. And thank you for watching, and stay tuned. Good night, everybody.